Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bow and Arrow Tarot, and this, the weekly toxic love reading for the air sign of Gemini. We're going to get right into your reading, Gemini, with King of Swords, Page of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles. Your person is coming in with Seven of Pentacles, Two of Swords, a decision, 14, Temperance energy, and the Knight of Cups. At the bottom of the deck, you have a 10 of Swords. So the end, right? You just can't take it anymore. You can't bear it. A feeling of just having, oh God, gotten yourself in such a position of torture, almost either self-inflicted, many times self-inflicted, even though it's from maybe coming in from someone else. You kind of continue to be with somebody who is putting you through this, right? So it's the end of that. That's that energy at the bottom of the deck. So Gemini, let's get right into your reading. You're coming in with King of Swords, and your person is Seven of Pentacles. So for you this week, you are done. Absolutely done. Putting in you're putting a line in the sand. You're saying, guess what? This is it. This is what I'm not going to tolerate anymore, and this is what, this is how things are going to be. And your person is really sort of reevaluating a bunch of things in their life right now. They're going through this energy of kind of like, shit, how have I gotten myself to where I'm at right now? Is this really, Seven of Pentacles is like a full kind of moment of stopping and just looking at everything and seeing like, hang on, do I like this? Don't I like this? What am I doing here? It's just a moment of reclarifying. It feels to me very much like there has been an imbalance in who spends what money or who spends whose money, right? Let's get some clarity on this King of Swords. Yeah, you've been quite emotional about it. A lot of anger. Queen of Wands coming in. A lot of anger. Could be that your person has been dealing with some difficulties recently. They've been dealing with a lot of chaos coming in. They've been dealing with a lot of people pulling at their energy. It has really affected you, Gemini. And so I'm beginning to think that this King of Swords, 10 of Swords energy here may not necessarily be directed at your person. Okay, so this is a toxic love connection, but the toxicity here, I'm not entirely sure is coming from your person. It feels almost as if it's coming from those around them or the people that they choose to keep around them. And in that regard, it's affecting you. Chariot energy for you. You have like an idea of which way you want to go, the path that you want to take. And I think that you're not there for all of the drama. There's a lot of drama that's been happening recently in this person's life, your person's life. And it's like, you don't want that. You want to move forward with some clarity. This is why you're getting very sort of irritated. You're irritated. You're downright angry at times. You're really frustrated. There's feeling of frustration coming in. And you're having to put boundaries in place because it's just affecting you too much. Now, how do you guys see each other? This is interesting because when you see them as a Page of Wands. And it almost feels as though they're very young and naive in your mind. You know what I mean? It's like you're feeling like, look, will you just wake up? Can you just wake up and realize that you're being taken advantage of? Or can you wake up and realize how much these energies here that are around you are really affecting our relationship? That's the vibe I get here. For them, they're seeing Two of Swords in you. They can see that there's a difficult decision here that needs to be made. And it's almost as if I get this vibe here from them where they're like, look, can you decide whether or not you're going to back me up on this or not? And you may have gone back and forth on this, Gemini. You may have gone back and forth in terms of, there's times where you're like supporting this person with all this drama. And you're like, okay, I'm there for it. I'm there for you, etc., etc., etc. And then sometimes you're like, shit, I don't want to deal with this. And they're kind of seeing that you're back and forth, back and forth. You're not making a decision either way. And you're not being necessarily consistent because you're not making a decision either way. Now, as far as this relationship is concerned, I think they're just showing a lot of temperance. I don't know that you may need to stop interfering, Gemini. I'm gonna be honest. You may need to just stop getting involved, right? Because the things that are going on with this person, they can handle it. You know, they're showing Queen of Wands energy. So you're dealing with somebody, Gemini, who could absolutely handle what's coming at them. And it almost feels as though you're interfering too much. You're allowing your emotions to get in the way too much here and causing almost problems that aren't necessarily there. Nine of Pentacles over Nine of Pentacles. You got your own shit to take care of. You have a lot of work that you're busy with that you need to take care of. And this person, your person, is busy as well. hmm As far as this relationship is concerned, yes, you are definitely the one who's bringing in the bulk of the money. You're the one who's bringing in the comfort. And you realize that also. Take care not to get too much in your bag about that. You know, if that's a bother to you, or if that is something that you're beginning to feel like is a drain, then you need to discuss that. It almost seems as though there are issues here coming in that have something to do with something else entirely. You see what I'm saying? Instead of what's at hand. So for instance, Gemini, it feels to me like you're you're complaining, you're angry, you're irritated over here about some things that your person is doing in their life. But the truth of the matter, it's not that that's irritating you. What's really irritating you is the money. Is the money that you're having to fork over. You feel like you're having to put too much in. You feel like your own security is at risk here because you're the one who's really, you're the one who's making it all happen. Okay, so this is a resentment, a slow boil resentment that unfortunately feels almost as if like you really didn't want to address it, but that's really what's going on here. Your person is feeling like they're having to show a lot of temperance here, like they're dealing with a lot of ups and downs from you. All of this chaos that's coming into their life is really not that chaotic for them. You are viewing it as very chaotic. They're able to handle it. hmm And so they're feeling in this relationship towards you is one of temperance. They're handling you as well. Even though you're kind of coming off with this vibe of feeling like, you know, if all of this is causing so much chaos for me, of course it must be causing chaos for you, but that's a flawed assumption here, Gemini. And in fact, you are the one really, in this connection here, you're the one really affected. And not really for any reason because it's not really your stuff. Okay? So it's time to let go. And that Ten of Swords, yes, again, when I go back to what I said in the beginning, it is self inflicted. A lot of the agony that you're going through is absolutely self-inflicted, and you need to have more confidence in your person. Death comes in. There's a change though coming with the money though. You're gonna pull back. Listen, there's an awareness and awakening coming here. Oh, and Two of Swords. Again, you have a decision to make as well. Gemini, it's coming in that you are also having to make a decision. Two of Swords down here. Your person is like, look, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? All right. They see you kind of going back and forth. They're now going back and forth. But yeah, you're going to have to make a decision here. This death is coming in as a transformation. Something about this connection is going to have to stop being the way it is. That's the death coming in. Something about this connection is going to have to stop being the way it is because it is the fear of your financial or something to do, like, listen, finances, I would say, is the issue here. A feeling of losing control or losing sort of stability, security, etc. Too much going away. There is a fear here somewhere along the line. And yeah, death is coming in as a source of change here. There's been the toxicity that's in this connection. It's just the fact that you haven't been dealing with your emotions and really communicating truly what you're pissed off about. So there may have been some arguing going on here and some bickering back and forth. There's definitely a change on the horizon here. And I would say, Gemini, it really has to do with you uh, confronting the fact that your issues are your own. And even though you're dealing with somebody here who does perhaps have a lot of chaos in their life, right? It's not your chaos. They're making decisions over here about who to move towards and who not to move towards. So there's some love aspect here as well, Gemini. Um, Listen, they're showing a lot of temperance. If this issue continues, they may move along with somebody else, right? But it's a difficult decision. Two of Swords twice. A lot of people are weighing up a lot of options here, Gemini. Everybody's weighing up options. Right now, they're showing a lot of temperance towards you, aka patience, and trying not, and trying not to let you sort of get them off track. They're trying not to let your sort of chaotic vibe, up and down, back and forth vibe, get them off track. As soon as you sort of deal with the fact that you're having issues, security issues or confidence issues over how much you're having to spend in this relationship as compared to the other person, etc., the sooner you deal with that fact, the sooner you guys can get on sure footing here, if there is such a thing. Rain, all right, and blasé. Yeah, being blasé about it doesn't help. 46, being blasé all the time. Listen, this is what I'm talking about. You may have been blasé about all the money you've been forking over and how you're the breadwinner. You may have been blasé about it because that's how you want to feel about it. But the truth of the matter is you're irritated about it. And you're letting it affect this connection in a way, I want to say almost a passive aggressive way. Rain coming down. Rain, 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 rain. Time for some cleansing. It's going to be difficult. Right? Mm-hmm. Yep. So things have to change here. Again, your person has some options here they're considering, and there's a Knight of Cups coming in. There's somebody who's giving them another option. Somebody's coming in for them who's really hot on their tail, And so, listen, this change has to happen here for you guys to get on comfortable footing so that if you're trying to stay in a monogamous committed relationship, that this rift that is based on, miscommunication doesn't get wider. Excuses, lust. Yeah, there's your lust and embarrassment. All right. Well, excuses coming in. Yeah. This may be some of the things that you'll have to confront. Excuses about certain aspects of this connection revolving around the cash. Lust. Lust is coming in. There's an issue with lust here, right? Somebody's definitely lusting after somebody else. And then we have embarrassment. Oof, the worst. Embarrassment. Okay. These are issues that may come up here, this is how it has to be. It's how it has to be. Gemini, listen, there's toxicity here because there is a block in communication. There's a dishonesty in communication here, and there's a lot of back and forth, and there's a lot of tensions here because of this dishonesty in communication. It's not quite an out and out lie, but it's just you're unwilling to face the fact that something is irritating you, and you don't want it to irritate you. You feel like you want to be that baller who can just throw the cash around and all of that. But the truth of the matter is that right now, maybe you can't. And the pressure of all of this is really manifesting itself in a very it's incorrect way because it's not addressing the true issue. Meanwhile, you're with somebody here who has lovers coming in for them. Yes, they have a lot of chaos. They have a lot of chaos in their life. And in fact, their chaos may indeed be other people coming in wanting their attentions, but it doesn't have, I'm not saying that, listen, whatever the nature of your relationship, right? What's at hand here is that if you have an issue, you're the one who's affected. You're the one in this connection who's upset. You're the one who's dealing with emotions, right? Angry emotions, resentful emotions. So regardless of whatever this person is going through, it's really on you to sort of have the right communication with them to deal with that, right? Instead of pretending it's not happening, being blasé, etc. really deal with that before those emotions bubble up to the surface and come out in a way that's uncontrolled. And then you have a real sort of, a mess. All right, Gemini, I'm going to leave it at that. This is your toxic love reading for the week. I hope it resonated for you. If it did, please comment in the comment section. Let us know what you're going through. Let the collective know. Like, subscribe. All of those things really help me out. But for right now, Gemini cross watchers, I wish you all love, life, and happiness. And I hope to see you guys next week for your toxic love reading. Bye bye now.